If you're working with singers today, you're going to need some kind of tuning software if you plan on mixing your stuff or their stuff. You need to have something. And which one do you need is a very common question. In my opinion, you need one that does a graph mode. You can get away cheap by getting Waves Tune. It's very transparent and it'll allow you to draw in melodies when things are totally out of whack, where you got to really move stuff. It'll allow you to move the formant. It'll make it sound as natural or as not natural as you want. But you'll also need one that will work in real time. So Waves Real Time Tune is another cheap version of a tuning software that will work. It's like $50, okay? But that's cheap comparatively to the Auto Tune Pro plugin that I use all the time, that I love, and I would recommend this if you have the money, because Auto Tune has a sound. This is the point of this video. Every tuning software is going to have a different sound. It's just like compressors. They work differently. So you will have a slightly different flutter, and the way it's tuned, especially the harder core you make the tuning, the more tuning you hear, it will start to sound very different from one tuner to another. That's why there's a benefit to owning multiple different tuners if one of them you're using isn't working, or if you're mixing for people and you need something that's a little more transparent than another one. I'll give you an example. Melodyne is probably the best tuning software that's ever been, but it's very intricate and it's not as easy peasy as like Auto Tune Pro. Auto Tune Pro will allow you to set it just and let it rock by getting the key right, and then just set those settings as a way I've showed you in another video. Any way you set the settings, it'll just sound pretty good out the bat and a way you're familiar with. If you set it in classic mode, that's the old school style. And if you set it to formant, it'll move the formant to a little more natural. That's without using graph mode, without knowing much, without knowing like where the notes should be, what note it should be. All you need to know is what key the song's in, set it to the right key, and you can rock like that. It will also, in Auto Tune Pro, give you the ability to flip to graph mode and draw in what you want. So you can get surgical like you would be able to with Melodyne, okay? But this is the critical part here, okay? You can't rock in real time. Sing in real time, you're going to have to use something else. So the Waves Real Time Tune is like $50, 60, something like that. It's a relatively cheap plugin that will let you do the real time stuff so that you don't have to buy Auto Tune Real Time, you know, which doesn't come with the graph mode and costs a lot of money. So in my experience, it makes more sense to get a tuning software that will let you just do anybody who shows up needs to sing into something. You can use a cheap software like a Waves Tune if you want. I use Auto Tune, the advanced real time thing, because I have UAD. If you don't want to spend that kind of dough, use like Waves Real Time Tune. Then get something with the graph mode. The cheap way is Waves Tune, but if you want to get that level up and get a sound that people are familiar with, because again, these things all have sound signatures, get Auto Tune Pro, so it'll allow you the graph mode or the sound that everybody knows and is familiar with, which is the non-graph mode, okay? So this is my recommendations. If you guys have any other tuning recommendations, I'd love to hear about it, all right? Please leave it in the comments. We're on our way, by the way. This is the early stages of this channel, and anybody who's here and anybody who's a positive force to this channel, I won't forget you. I have a very, very good memory, and you guys are awesome. I want to thank you for being a part of this. Tons more videos to come. If you liked the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'll talk to you soon. Evan Jaffe, Custom Cut Studios.